vulture, baby. Yeah, I know you been like that. Gun it like a holster, baby. Show them say you're wicked like that.
Welcome to another video, guys. I've got some workout footage for you today from a back workout I did the other day. Sorry about the lighting. This is a darker corner of the gym, so the footage isn't all that, but hopefully everything is still visible for you guys. So I started out with some barbell bend over rows. Obviously I did some warm-up exercises beforehand. I didn't film this, but if you guys are interested in seeing what I do for warm-ups, you know, leave a comment below and I will include them into the next video, or maybe even do a separate video on them. You know, let me know what you guys like to see. So I did a couple of sets. These are my working sets. As I said, I didn't film the warm-up. Nothing super crazy, not super heavy, just focusing on the movement, focusing on the form, and just really trying to squeeze that muscle. After the barbell bend over rows, I moved on to some lat pull downs. Luckily, the lighting in this corner of the gym is a bit better, guys. Once again, nothing crazy, just focusing on the movement, focusing on really squeezing that muscle. As you can see here, I do not have my thumbs around the bar, so I'm using my hands as hooks, okay? I'm using my hands as hooks and really pulling from the elbows. Not having your thumbs around the bar just sort of takes the biceps out of the equation a little bit more, so you can focus on just, you know, really squeezing those lats. Moving on to the next exercise, I did a seated row on a machine. Now I like to use machines as well as free weights. You know, the pros of using a machine obviously is that you're solely focusing on that muscle, and you don't have to worry about your form too much, because the machine will automatically force you into that correct form. Now, don't be afraid, guys, on movements like this to let your shoulders come forward a little bit, okay? It's still a rowing movement, and it's all about range of motion. And the beginning of the range of motion is with your shoulders a little bit further. You know, that's when the lat is at its most extended form, so to speak. So, you know, obviously you don't want to be swinging. That's not right. You don't want to be swinging around, but it's okay to let, you know, your shoulders come forward a little bit and then pull back and really squeeze that muscle. Yeah, sorry about the angles on these shots, guys. I forgot my tripod, the tripod for the camera, so some of the angles are a bit weird, but hopefully you're still enjoying this footage. Moving on to some deadlifts, right? Some nice and light deadlifts, nothing crazy. Again, just focusing on the form. As you can see here, you're keeping the back nice and straight, controlling the weight down. Don't let it slam on the floor, all right? Just controlling it down, both in the upwards movement as the downward movement. Just let the bar slide, almost slide past your legs there. All right, switching up to a little more weight there. Still nothing crazy, but just moving up the resistance a little bit. Here's another shot where you can see it's just a nice controlled movement, both up and down. Don't slam the weights on the ground. You know, just really focus on the movement and focus on that correct form right there. Nothing crazy, all right? You can go as heavy as you like, but it's not necessary. If you're focusing on the form and just really squeezing the muscle, you don't have to use crazy weights, all right? Reduce that chance of injury and reduce that chance of, you know, getting into trouble with whatever physical injuries you might get from exercises like this, all right? Obviously, you want to have, you know, an increasing resistance, both in your working sets and, you know, on your trainings overall. Ended up with some, finished off, sorry, with some tricep pull downs with a cable. I used to do biceps and back in one training, guys. Recently switched that up to triceps and back, and then moved the biceps to my chest workout. All right, and I really like this. It really comes down to preference, but for me, training that muscle that hasn't been worked as much in the previous movements really works for me. You know, obviously when you're training back, biceps get quite exhausted already. Some people like that. Some people like to switch it up and start fresh with the triceps, and then, you know, have a fresh set of biceps for that chest day. But it all comes down to preference. You know, it's not, one is not particularly better than the other. It's whatever you prefer. Post-workout meal, we have some oatmeal, 40 grams of oatmeal with some raisins, 200 mils of fat-free milk, and some apple and cinnamon right there. And we have 2 scoops of the Impact Whey. So that gives us almost 50 grams of protein right there. So I'm gonna snack on this while I edit up a video for you lovely people. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do, guys. That's what we're gonna do. By the way, guys, you might remember that in my grocery shopping video, I mentioned that we only have one version of the Monster Zero here in the Netherlands, and it's not the best. Yeah, so I was expressing my jealousy towards you guys over in the US, where you have all these awesome flavors of Monster Zero. Well, big news. A friend of mine texted me the other day that we have 2 new versions of the Monster here in the Netherlands. So I went and checked it out at the grocery store, and they're both Monster Zeros. One is the, not sure what it's called. It's an orange can. It's quite good. I think it's the Ultra Sunrise or something. But the big news is the other version is, hell yeah, it's the white one. We finally have the white Monster here in the Netherlands. Now, I'm probably a little too excited about this, but it is what it is. I am happy with that.